showings, and I'll take backup offers. So if the seller is instructed that they want to continue showings and they're willing to take backup offers, that would be active under contract as well. Within the listing, if you're searching for active under contract properties from a buyer's agent side, you'll see within that listing why it's active under contract and not pending. So pending would mean that we don't want to allow showings, we're not taking backup offers. At this point, it's just pending. Any questions about active under contract? Yep.
What are the regulations within MLS, within your system, as far as if something maybe doesn't have a kick-out, but the seller does want to leave it active? Are we allowed to do that, or are there circumstances we can't?
So the question was, if there's no kick-out, but you want to leave it as active, how is that handled? Essentially, if the seller wants to continue showings and they're willing to take backup offers, that can be active under contract. One thing to note about active under contract from a listing side is that since it's active under contract, that listing is still being marketed. All right, so the days on market continues to count. All right, so if you go into your listing presentations and your main selling point for your sellers is that, look, all of my listings go under contract within 3 weeks of being put on the market, keep in mind that active under contract continues to count the days on market. All right? Other questions? Yep.
With the active under contract, does it tell you why they're still wanting?
Yeah.
So there's a field that you would type in
Yep.
as a listing agent?
Yeah, as a
drop down, or you have to type something?
Can you show us the field?
Yeah, I'll show you when we get to listing management. But
Okay.
essentially, if you're a listing agent, you select active under contract, other fields become mandatory to fill out. And you have to select the contingency type,
Okay.
right? From a buyer's side, if we're looking at that listing, it'll say on that listing what contingencies are still on there. All right, so you'll see that, oh, they're waiting for inspections and they're waiting for mortgage contingency. Okay? Other questions? Okay. So we have canceled. All the way at the bottom, we also have withdrawn. So what's the difference between those two? Canceled. We have a seller. They no longer want to sell the property, so we are canceling or terminating the listing contract. There's no more listing contract. That's canceled. Withdrawn. There's a seller. They no longer want to sell the property, but we are not terminating the listing contract. We're going to hold them to that original listing contract. We're just not marketing the property. Okay? So that's the difference between the two. Canceled, no more listing contract, that's been canceled or terminated. Withdrawn, we're not selling the property anymore, we still have a valid listing contract.
So days on market then don't change at withdrawn?
Days on market do not count under withdrawn. You guys used to have the DOMP, right?
Yeah.
It's now called the CDOM, cumulative days on market. Still the same concept, the only difference is that it resets after 60 days, not 90. All right, the withdrawn status will not reset that cumulative days on market because it's still under contract. Any questions about those?
Are there reminders?
Yeah.
What these mean online?
Right there, see that little question mark right there?
Thank you.
If you click on that, it brings up another pop-up window, and it'll have definitions on all these statuses. Promise, that's what it says. Yep.
So if you currently have, when you click withdrawn, can you go back and cancel it and select the top?
So withdrawn, the question was if you have one that's withdrawn and you want to go back and cancel it, can you go back and do that? The withdrawn listings will lock themselves down after, I think, 7 days, so you can't edit those at all. But if you do terminate the contract, you can always contact us and we can cancel it. Yep.
Susie, this is time to ask about your
Other,
status
yep.
issues.
So are there gonna be
Susie?
new
Yep.
forms that the seller signs that have withdrawn versus cancel on them?
Well, there wouldn't be other forms. If they don't want to sell the property anymore and you're just going to withdraw it, there's nothing really that they would have to sign because you're still under a listing contract. If you want a release signed, if they want to terminate, they don't want a contract there at all, you'd still have to get a release signed.
So if they sign, if you have that, then you're really going to cancel.
Right. Yeah.
So as a broker, you could withdraw it without having the seller sign.
Right. Yeah, so normally, you know, withdrawn isn't used that often. If a seller wants to get out of their contract, normally you guys would just release them from their contract. That's canceled. But in the circumstances where you say, listen, I understand you don't wanna sell, I understand, I trust that you're not gonna go to another brokerage, but we're just gonna leave the listing contract in place, but I'm not gonna market the property. In that case, it would be withdrawn. Yep,
I have a listing that went under contract on Wednesday of last week, and I go in to try to edit, to put it under contract, and it's showing I have no listings. Even though I know I have listings in here, I've seen them active, but it won't let me get to it to change it.
okay, shoot me an email and I'll take a look at it for you.
Okay.
It's
I
probably,
put it in as a thing,
I'm having the same problem.
it's
Yeah.
probably permissions based, we just have to look at your permissions, but shoot me an email, I'll look at the permissions in the office and I'll get you figured out.
okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Any questions about the canceled withdrawn?
Can you set this page up as,
Yeah, so if you always want active under contract and closed checked off, you can just check those off, click on your little gear, and set it as your default. Yep, it's the Wi-Fi.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, if you were on better Wi-Fi, you'd be able to. This page, the question was, can you have multiple defaults? This page, no, you can only have one default. Auto emails, you can set up as many as you want. Yeah. Closed. So closed is just a sold listing. All right. Coming soon, same as we had before, the 21-day rule still applies. Expired, we know what that one is. Temporarily off the market, same as you had before with one caveat. There's no time frame for temporarily off the market anymore. All right, so a listing can sit temporarily off the market until the expiration date. All right? And then pending is just what you guys had as contracts. Yep,
What's the time frame for the coming soon? Is that still 21 days?
still 21 days. Yep. Over on the right-hand side here, just below the dates field, you have room level. So that's where you would look for your master bedroom on the main floor. Okay? If it doesn't matter what bedroom is on the first floor, as long as there's a bedroom, you would want to do main level bedrooms, 1+. All right? Yep.
Is it a required field to put those in, or are we at the mercy of whether the agent puts that in?
You're still at the mercy. Yep, you're still at the mercy. The master on the first floor, I think, would be a selling feature. So I think they would put that in there, but what do I know? The prices, you'll see it's still in thousands. So you do the dash in between the new